Hi boys and girls, this is Miss Christie, and tonight we are doing the Unit 4 study guide because tomorrow we are having our Unit 4 assessment, which is going to be very similar to the study guide, except for it's going to have different numbers and the questions will be a little different, but basically the same idea. So hopefully you brought home your study guide so that we can do it together. If not, you can always do it on a different piece of paper. Okay, so these first problems are using our multiples of 10 and basic facts to multiply. Remember, the asterisk means multiply. So 60 times 50, well, we know that 6 times 5 is 30, and then 2 zeros, and so the answer is 3,000. 8 times 3 is 24, and then 2 zeros. 900 times 7, 9 times 7 is 63, 2 zeros. 6,000 times 4, well, 6 times 4 is 24, and 3 zeros. 500 times 80, 5 times 8 is 40, and then 1, 2, 3 zeros. 5,500 times 30. Okay, so this one is a little bit trickier because we have a 55 instead of just a 5. So I am going to multiply 3 times 55 using lattice. 55 times 3. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 5 is 15. And then we add along the diagonals. 5 plus 1 is 6. So 3 times 55 is 165. And then 1, 2, 3 for the zeros. So it's 165,000. Okay, so this one we're going to use partial products. So partial products, that was when we made the rectangle and we used expanded notation to write the number. So it's 38 times 6. So 6 times 30, well, 6 times 3 is 18. So 6 times 30 is 180. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 8 is 48. And then we add them together. It's 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1. 1 and 1 is 2. So it's 228. 59 times 9. And you may not need to make the rectangle, and that's totally fine if you don't need to. 59 times 9. 9 times 50 is 450. 9 times 9 is 81, so 450 plus 81. 4 plus 1 is 5, so that's 531. And then 32 times 7. So 7 times 30 is 210. 7 times 2 is 14. 4, 1 plus 1 is 2. 6 times 40 is 240. 6 times 5 is 30. The answer is 270. So you don't have to make the rectangles if you don't have to. It does help, though, for that visual if you need it. So if you need to make them, make them. If you don't have to, you don't have to. Okay, so let's do the word problem. So these have been challenging, the multi-step word problems, but we did this one together in class, so hopefully you remember. Amal, Bobby, and Grace have been saving quarters. Amal saved 50 quarters, and Bobby saved 4 times as many as Amal. Grace saved 25 less than Amal, and Bobby combined. How many quarters did Grace save? Okay, so remember we talked about how sometimes it helps to make a chart. So I'm going to make a chart on another piece of paper. So I have Amal, oops, make that down here, Amal, Bobby, and Grace. And Amal saved 50 quarters. Bobby saved 4 times as many as Amal. 4 times 50. Because Amal has 50 and Bobby has 4 times as much as Amal. And then that 4 times 50, 4 times 5 is 20. Put the 0, so 4 times 50 is 200. And then Grace saved 25 less than Amal and Bobby combined. So Amal and Bobby combined is 50 plus 200, but 25 less than that, so minus 25. So 50 plus 200 is 250, minus 25 is 225. So remember we talked about, as far as the estimate goes, these numbers are very round. They have, they're pretty much base 10, so you don't really need an estimate. So we're not going to worry about that for this one. Our number models are going to be 4 times 50 equals 200. I know it says unknown, but remember we talked about how you need to know it so that you can solve the rest. And then our big one for Grace is 50 plus 200 minus 25. And that equals 225. So our answer is 225 quarters. Is your answer reasonable? Yes. Explain. How do we know our answer is reasonable? Well, normally we would say because it's close to our estimate, but we didn't do an estimate. But we can say because Grace saved 25 less than Amal and Bobby. Amal and Bobby saved 250 quarters. 250 minus 25 equals 225 quarters. So you can write that or something like it. Okay, let's turn the page. Andy, Danny, and Mark spent the evening at a carnival. Andy won 75 prize tickets. Danny won twice as many tickets as Andy. Mark won twice as many prize tickets as Andy and Danny combined. How many tickets did Mark win? Okay, so let's try to do the estimate with this one. So Andy won 75 prize tickets. So we can round that to 100. So if Andy is 100, Danny won twice as many. So Danny would be 2 times 100, which is 200. Mark won twice as many prize tickets as Andy and Danny combined. So Mark is going to be 2 times 200 plus 100. So 200 plus 100 is 300. 300 times 2 is 600. All right. So there's our estimate, 600. So our answer is going to be somewhere near there. Okay. So once again, I'm going to make a chart. I'm going to get rid of that chart. Start a new chart. So Andy and Danny and Mark. And remember, the question that we're going to answer is, how many did Mark win? Okay, so Andy is 75. Danny is twice as much as Andy, so 2 times 75. $75 times 2. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 7 is 14. And
good night, everybody. Have a good night.
150 is how much Danny has. And Mark won twice as many tickets as Andy and Danny combined. So Mark is 2 times 75 plus 150. All right, so first we have to add together 150 plus 75. So we can do our number models here too. I'm going to cross off unknown because we're going to actually put what they are. So Danny is 2 times 75, which equals 150. And then Mark is 2 times 75 plus 150, which equals 75 plus 150. 7 plus 5 is 12. 1 plus 1 is 2. But then we have to take 225 and we have to multiply it by 2. So 225 times 2. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. So it's 450. So do you see how I did that? So 150 plus 75 is 225. Then 225 times 2 is 450. Because that zeros are kind of irrelevant. So the answer is 450 tickets. Don't forget to put the unit, because that's an important part of the answer. Is your answer reasonable? Yes. Because it is close to my estimate. All right. So remember when we compared liters and milliliters, and we talked about how there are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So if we're going from liters to milliliters, we're multiplying by 1,000. Or we're moving the decimal point 3 places to the right. And if we're going from milliliters to liters, we're dividing by 1,000. Or we're moving our decimal 3 places to the left. So 3 liters would be 3,000 milliliters. 4,000 milliliters is 4 liters. 11 liters is 11,000 milliliters. 16,000 milliliters is 16 liters. So, explain how you found how many milliliters are in 3 liters. There are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So I multiplied 3 times 1,000, which equals 3,000. You don't have to write exactly that, but just write something that means something like that. Okay, so now when we're going from grams to kilograms, again, there's 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. So when we're going from grams to kilograms, we're going to divide by 1,000, or move the decimal point 3 places to the left. So 2,000 grams is 2 kilograms. 3 5/10 of a kilogram, so we're going to move our decimal 1, 2, 3 places to the right, and we're going to add 2 zeros. So 3,500. 7 kilograms, 7 times 1,000 is 7,000. 13,000 grams, this time we're going this way, so it's 13 kilograms. Explain how you found how many grams are in 7 kilograms. There are 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. So I multiplied 7 times 1,000, which equals 7,000. Okay, number 7. Claire is buying a laptop for $429. She paid for the laptop using 3 $100 bills, 15 $10 bills, and 29 $1 bills. How much did Claire pay? Okay, so the first thing we have to figure out is how much did she pay? So we're not looking at this right now. We're not looking at this, we're just looking at this. So 3 $100 bills, so 3 times 100 equals 300. 15 $10 bills, 15 times 10 equals 150. And 29 $1 bills, 29 times 1 equals 29. So now we have to add these all together. 300 plus 150 plus 29, 9, 5 plus 2 is 7, 3 plus 1 is 4. So that's 479. So Claire paid $479. Did she pay the exact amount, too little or too much? Claire, so the cost of the laptop is $429. So is 479 too much or too little? Is it more than 429 or is it less than 429? Well, the 4 and the 9 are the same, but the number in the tens place, 7, is greater than 2. So that means she paid too much. Claire paid $50 too much. Too much. Because the laptop cost $429 and she paid $479, which is $50 too much. Whoops. Okay. Okay. And then the last page is find the area and the perimeter of the shape below. All right, so we're going to do the area first. So this is a funny shaped rectangular polygon. It's called a composite shape. So we are going to break this up into smaller rectangles in order to determine the area. So, because we know that the formula for the area equals length times width on a rectangle. So I decided to do it this way. I don't know how else you would do it. I'm sure there's other ways that you could, but I think this is the easiest way. So the area of this is 2 times 3, which is 6 meters. The area of this is 3 times 4, which is 12 meters. So, and what about this one? Well, we know it's 6 times something, because this is the width, but the length. So we know this is 4, this is 2. What is the measure of this? And how are we going to figure that out? Well, if you look over here, this side of the rectangle is 4 meters. And because it's a rectangle, this side must equal this side. So that is 4 as well. So 4 plus 2 is 10. So 6 times 10 is 60 square meters. Sorry, these are square meters. So now we just add these together. 60 plus 12 plus 6 equals 78 square meters. Okay, so now we have to find the perimeter. So the perimeter means we have to add up all of the lengths of all the sides, and they don't give us all of them, so we have to figure some of them out. So this one is 6, this one is 4, so far we have 6 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, what about this one? Well, we know this is the same as this, so that must be 3. This is 2. This right here must be the same as this, right? So that's 6. How about this? Okay, so this is a little bit tricky. We're actually going to save this. We're not going to do this one yet. This is 2. This is 3. Because this one right here is the same as this is 2 also. And then we have this one here that they don't tell us about. So these two lengths, we do not know what they are. And there's no obvious way for us to tell, except we do know that this is 10. So this is 10, which means 3 plus these two amounts must equal 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. Therefore, this quantity plus this must equal 7. And that's it. So now I have to add all these together. So I'm just going to make 10s because that's easier for me. So 6 plus 4 is 10. 4 plus 3 is 10. 6 plus 2 is 10. 7 plus 3 is 10. And then there's a 2. 10, 20, 30, 40. 42. So it's 42 meters. That was really tricky. That was a tricky one because of this stuff here. Okay, and then we have these just last 6 multiplication problems. So you can just use whatever method of multiplication that you want. I'm going to use partial products. So 5 times 40 is 200. 5 times 3 is 15. So that's 215. 2 times 70 is 140. 2 times 8 is 16. So that's 156. 6 times 50 is 300. 6 times 9 is 54. So that's 354. 3 times 60 is 180. 3 times 4 is 12. 192. 9 times 20 is 180. 9 times 9 is 81. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 1 is 2. 5 times 30 is 150. And 5 times 4 is 20. That's 170. And that's it. So I hope you have a wonderful night, and we'll have our assessment tomorrow. And don't worry, 'cause I'm sure you'll do fine. Just look over your work, and you'll be great. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.